Hello. Today it is my pleasure to welcome back to campus Shannon Morales, a 2014 graduate of William Patterson with a Bachelor of Science in Accounting and Finance, an entrepreneur who is creating opportunities for diverse talent in the tech industry. Shannon is the founder of Tribaja, a network for tech industry talent that connects promising individuals from underrepresented populations with top companies and organizations like Lyft, Microsoft, and Comcast. Her company has been recognized as Hispanic Business of the Year in Philadelphia, where she is based, and is on the Forbes Next 1000 list, and is now expanding into new markets in Miami, Dallas, and Los Angeles. In addition to supporting William Patterson philanthropically, Shannon served as a keynote presenter for the Casacos College of Business and created opportunities for WP students to attend the Diversa-Tech conference, which she founded. The mother of 3 wonderful children while she was a student here at William Patterson, Shannon is a proud first-generation college graduate. I'm so glad that you could join me today. Welcome, Shannon.
Thank you so much for having me.
So did the campus look different as you came back on?
I went straight to the business school.
Did you? Yes. Good. So I always like to start these out in terms of how did you find your way to William Patterson? What stuck out for you? What was your journey to becoming a student here?
Absolutely. So I am a Jersey girl, born and raised, been here my whole life. William Patterson was one of the universities that I knew growing up. And when I was thinking about what university I wanted to attend, what really stuck out to me about William Patterson is the flexibility of its, courses, the ability to take night classes. And as you mentioned, I was a mom of 3 at the time, so I needed that flexibility in my life.
So at William Patterson, we share your commitment to advancing diversity, equity, and inclusion for underrepresented populations in every field. And that, of course, led you to create your company. So why is that work important to you, especially given the backlash against DEI efforts in certain states?
That's a mouthful, but yes. So diversity, equity, and inclusion is important to me because of the fact that there was lack of accessibility to tech careers. As I was advancing in my career, I wanted the ability to transition into more creative, innovative spaces. And I found that there was very little women and professionals of color like myself in those spaces. So I decided to create my own company that really focused on helping undersupported professionals transition into tech and startup careers and also build community around it. You had mentioned something at the end, a question, but I think I missed it.
Why was that work so important to you, especially given the environment in certain states against DEI work that we're both committed to?
That was the loaded part, the second part. The backlash against, affirmative action right now is a little bit scary, because as, companies like myself, Tribaja, and other initiatives, I think you heard like Fearless Fund is being sued for, just creating access to capital for women of color. These type of initiatives are under attack, and it's disheartening, really, because it's really built to level the playing field for professionals who have been discriminated against for so long, especially when the people who are suing are actually professionals who may not have the same lived experiences. And so you're really trying to understand what is the reason behind all of this. Supporting initiatives like Tribaja and Fearless Fund is going to help just to essentially make it so that professionals understand that these initiatives should not be under attack, but they really should be supported, and there should be more initiatives like ours out there right now.
Well, it's just certainly gratifying to see that your pioneer spirit, especially in markets like Miami and Dallas, will make a difference in the industry and in underrepresented populations. So just keep that pioneer spirit alive and know that we're all behind you here at William Patterson. I think it's really, really great.
Thank you.
I mentioned that you had shared advice and opportunities with William Patterson students. What advice do you have for them about being an entrepreneur and the world of startups?
Oh yeah, startups. There's a lot of ambiguity that comes with working in a startup and just creating your own startup, creating your own path. I will say for William Patterson students and graduates, what they really need to understand is that there's going to be a lot of people saying that you can't. You have to be the trailblazer in your own vision and in your own career and in your own entrepreneurial journey. So they really need to be their own biggest supporter. Of course, we know that William Patterson is going to support them, but also naysayers out there in the community, in the society are going to say, why did you decide to create this business? A lot of folks said, just get a job, right? And I'm like, yes, of course I can get a job, but there's a gap in the market that's not being fulfilled. And I, Shannon, want to take on that initiative and that purpose. So for professionals, just stick to your guns, know exactly what you want to build, know why you want to build it, find your North Star, stick to that, and then keep building with that vision, with the thought that it'll have a positive outcome in your society.
Yeah. You know, I always tell students that there's those phrases that your parents say to you when you're little that you don't truly understand the meaning of until you're an adult. And one that sticks with me is my mother always would say, well, if they can do it, why can't you? So when I was told I couldn't, I always went back to that, well, if they can do it, I should be able to do it. And it is paid off. You know, we know that the William Patterson experience evolves around learning and personal growth, both in and out of the classroom. What were the most valuable lessons that you think you learned outside of the classroom?
To be resilient. As you had mentioned before, I was a mom of 3 daughters, while also I had a full-time course load, at William Patterson. So I took full-time night classes. I also worked during the day, and I had a second job at night. So I worked 2 jobs, full-time work. It was a lot, but what I took from both outside the classroom was just, being resilient and, knowing that if I instill, confidence in myself, that people around me, including my children, including my family, will essentially feed off of that energy. They'll feed off of that positive mentorship and the positive person that essentially I'm trying to be for them. And so for me, that really just stuck with me, is like, be the person that I want my kids to look up to.
Well, all the research points to the fact that the educational attainment of the children are most closely linked to the mother. So you made all the right decisions. So tell us a little bit about your most enduring William Patterson memory.
I'm a person that has delayed gratification and accomplishments. So when I was going through William Patterson, I didn't really see all of the things that the challenges and obstacles that I was overcoming. But my most fond memory is when I was able to go to homecoming after I graduated. And I was able to bring my daughters with me, and they sat on the field with me, and I was actually able to enjoy it because I already graduated. I got the accomplishment of receiving, my degree. And so now it's like I can just take it all in. And I could really enjoy this moment with my children, and they can come back to William Patterson and also see, some of the amazing teachers that are here. So that was my most fun moment.
Great. Well, I hope you come back for homecoming this year.
Oh, yes.
Last year was a record-breaking year for us, so we hope to see you back again on campus. But during your time here, was there someone in particular on campus, whether it was a student or a faculty member or a staff member, who strongly impacted your college or professional career?
So I'm going to be honest and say 10 years ago. I do not remember their names.
Okay.
But my favorite professors were my professor in financial planning. Financial planning class, and my corporate finance professor.
Yeah.
So they were 2 males, and they were really tough on me, but it was like a nice tough. It was like, we know you can do it, and we're not gonna ease up on you just because you have a lot going on. We still want you to be able to do the coursework and to complete things. But they were also understanding of my situation. Sometimes I pulled them aside and said, listen, I just got out of work. I'm trying to make it here on time, but you understand. And they did. But they also wanted to make sure that they knew this is important, prioritize this work and get it done. And so I really appreciated that tough love that I got from those 2 professors.
It's always interesting. Financial planning is one of those majors that we know has high employability, and yet it's a struggle for us because so many of our students don't think financial planning when they walk in. They think accounting, they think finance, right? So it's great to hear that those professors had an impact on your career. So, you generously support William Patterson through your philanthropic dollars. Thank you so much for doing that. And can you explain a little bit why you chose to give back to William Patterson, both with your time and your expertise, but in particular your philanthropy?
Yeah, for me, I always wanted to be in a place where I could give back, whether it's through my time, my mentorship, my energy, or through, monetary donations. And so when I hear students, on the other line just asking, for assistance and support, and then even hearing where they're going to be, putting that support to, I'm like, yes, all in. If I have it, then I'm 100% into support as well. So it's important for me to give back to William Patterson.
Well, I often say that the difference between our students going back to school and finishing or stopping out is usually around $1,700. So often alumni think it's this big dollar amount, and any gift helps get our students across the finish line. So we're so grateful for that. So one of your daughters comes to you and says they want to do a startup. Is the answer yes or no?
The answer is yes.
Okay.
Absolutely. I want to see their business plan and to see what they're thinking about when building that business. I just want to know that they're prepared and they thought it through.
See, there you go. They just have to have a good business plan before they come, right?
Oh, yes.
Okay, good.
Be ready.
Good. So, we always like to close these with what we call the lightning round, which I'm the 8th president of William Patterson, so there's 8 questions.
Congratulations.
Some of them will be about your time here at William Patterson, and some will be about your life currently. Are you ready? Okay. What's the title of your autobiography?
I don't know. I didn't even think about that. How to overcome challenges in difficult times.
Great. What was your go-to meal as a student?
Pizza.
Favorite study spot?
The business school right by where all the market numbers are.
Yeah. And you're naming a new pet, William or Patterson?
Patterson.
You're buying a new sweater, black or orange?
Black.
What was your toughest class at William Patterson?
Information systems.
Really? Most
Yes.
people say stats. What was your favorite piece of, or what is your favorite piece of WP branded gear?
I had volleyball shorts.
Okay.
My favorite.
And what's the single best piece of advice that you could give to today's students, no matter their major?
The job market is tough, but you are tougher. You leverage the transferable skills you have, and as well as your individual uniqueness.
Shannon, that's great. Thanks for playing, and thanks for being here today, and thank you for your support of your alma mater. We look forward to seeing you on Forbes 500 list, 100 list, top 20 list, and thanks for all the great work you're doing to advance diversity. We really, really value your work.
Thank you.
Thanks. Good to see you. Yes.